yesterday we talked about Jacob Blake, who was shot needlessly in the back 7 times by police as he was trying to get into his car with his kids who were right nearby. He, as of that reporting yesterday, was alive. He is still apparently stable. His father says now there are 8 holes in his son's body and he's paralyzed from the waist down. Doctors don't yet know if the injury is permanent. I mean, obviously it seems like there's a very good chance that that is true. Some people do recover at some point. It is just a miracle that he's alive at all though. But no matter what, he is going to be severely injured for the rest of his life as a result of what happened with the police just a few days ago.
I don't know what to say. I saw people saying like, stop sharing the video. Like we don't have to, show you repeatedly for people to believe us, but like, it just seems like nothing will ever change. This dad mentioned that he was paralyzed now. I saw people dredging up past arrests and stuff like that. Like, what's it gonna take? Like, who cares? You don't deserve to get shot on the spot for things you did separate and months ago.
Yeah,
I don't know. And this, even going back to the last story, like that last story we just talked about, kind of fuels into this justification. There's always going to be, the way they describe the neighborhoods and the way they describe like crime coming into our neighborhoods. That's just how they see people of color in this country. And it's just like there's always going to be a justification for someone getting shot. George Floyd was like the only one I could think of where people really had nothing. But they will find the slightest transgression ever will somehow be used as a justification for you to get shot by an officer.
Well, and even in that case, it's not like Fox was uniformly like, oh, George Floyd, I guess it's gonna be hard to present him as a monster. So I guess, no, we gotta take this seriously. I mean, they still tried to make it seem like something that doesn't necessitate any sort of reform. They still support chokeholds and all of that. So he had a run-in with the cops earlier. The cops know. How could it possibly influence them? They shot him in the back. He didn't do that. He isn't. I want to grab each one of these people and shake and be like, he didn't shoot the cop 7 times in his back. Do you get that? Like, trying to present him as a dangerous person is gonna be a little bit more difficult when he was the one who was lit up by the cops in his back. But again, like you said, it just doesn't seem like it's ever gonna change. And how many of these stories have we talked about, not just over the years, but literally during these protests? The entire country, for the first time in a half century, is really thinking about this thing and focusing on it. And it has seemed to barely, if at all, have cut down on the number of needless deaths. There are still cops who are just waiting for their opportunity to gun someone down, despite all this national conversation and the focus and all of that. And so it doesn't seem to have affected the cops. And in terms of affecting the prospects for some sort of reform, well, we're a day into the RNC and we've had months of Donald Trump. He could have said something. Are they gonna do anything? Are they gonna do literally anything? No, because they don't think that any reform is needed. You could have a Jacob Blake every day. You could have a George Floyd every week. And you indeed do. And it doesn't matter to them. They don't believe that any change is necessary. And it's fundamentally because they're not the party of Jacob Blake or of George Floyd. They're the party of Patty McCloskey and her husband. And they know that the cops are not routinely shooting in the back rich white people. That's pretty rare. And so if a few people have to die, it's not my people. That's really what they think. I want security. I want my suburbs or my castle in St. Louis to be secure. And if that means we need a fascist police force and border security and ICE and all of that, constantly like violating people's rights and sexually assaulting them and brutalizing them and murdering them, it doesn't affect me at all. That is how they're able to maintain this, and that's how they're able to ward off any sort of reform. And so Jacob Blake, thankfully, he was one of the rare instances where the person has thus far survived. But what about the next person? I don't know the next person's name. I don't know what city they're gonna be in, but there's gonna be one in a couple days. There's definitely gonna be one in a week. And it's not gonna be any more likely to spur any sort of change than the 1 or the 10 or the 100 or the 1,000 that came before it.
Yeah, I mean, this speaks to something that I've been frustrated with, and I know a lot of other progressives have been frustrated with, and it's the Democratic Party's just failure to meet this moment. I mean, you've got activists across the country rising up and organizing around this, talking about it and demanding, like, no, look, we want an end to this. This is once and for all. We want an end to this. And one of those policy solutions was defunding the police, stopping the militarization of police. And it just seems like the Biden campaign just can't even commit to that. And they, when recently presented with it, Biden was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to defund the police. He was like accused of or asked about defunding the police. No, I don't want to do that. Trump wants to do that. Trump wants to defund the police. And it's just like, dude, how do you go to the right of Trump on this issue? Like, this is just such, like, how do you not think that through? That's such an easy answer. But it's just like, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to cater to moderates and they're trying to cater to the right for votes. And this leaves, the people who are victims of this in the crosshairs. And painting Black Lives Matter on the street and doing nothing isn't going to solve the problem. It was rich to see Muriel Bowser, who, in front of Black Lives Matter, painted on 16th Avenue, talking about that, the federal agents tear gassing and beating protesters in Lafayette Park, when her own police department was there doing it too. Like, this isn't just a Trump thing. And de Blasio painting Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower. This is not a Trump thing. De Blasio presides over the NYPD, which hit people with their cars and have since said, oh, it was self-defense and they should have gotten out of the way. You are directly in charge of the people who are the problem. Do something about it. And when people painted on the street after Black Lives Matter, defund the police, she had them paint over it. She had the city paint over it. So it's all an aesthetic. It's all performative, completely hollow.
Yeah, de Blasio has been so pathetic on this. I just want to read one more graphic, just because, like, sometimes so much is normalized. So much is normalized that shouldn't be normalized. So the Kenosha County District Attorney, Michael Gravely, is investigating the shooting. And I'm gonna jump into this next graphic because Gravely says, we're asked to make 2 determinations, but I'm only gonna read the first. 1, did any officer in this case commit any crimes? That's all I gotta say. You wanna know what's been normalized? You've seen the video. It's an open question as to whether a crime was even committed. Because maybe it wasn't. You know what? Maybe the law is set up in a way that you can run up on someone's back and unload your gun into their back for no reason, paralyze them, come damn close to killing them. And maybe it's not actually illegal. Maybe it's totally fine. Maybe they're gonna be okay. And almost certainly they will be. How pathetic a country. Like, imagine going to the citizens of other countries and showing them the video and saying, hey, we're looking into this. Maybe it's illegal, but probably not. How pathetic. How pathetic.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.